If you've migrated over to the UK in the last few years and you want to buy your first home, here's exactly how you can do it in 2025. Now, these are the four requirements when it comes to getting a mortgage in the UK as someone that's migrated over here. Now, the first of these requirements is your residency status. Now, your residency status means how long that you've actually been living in the UK, what type of visa you're on, and how long is remaining on that visa. Normally, if you've been living in the UK for at least 12 months, you're on a skilled worker visa, or there can also be a dependent on there as well, or a postgraduate visa can also be fine. Then normally that's fine, and we only need about 6 months remaining on the end of that visa. The second part is then your deposit. So your deposit will need to be at least, and this is the very minimum, 5%. It's important to note that if you use a 5% deposit, then the interest rates are quite a lot more expensive. So, really, the target that you want to aim for would be a 10% deposit. So, if you're buying at £300,000, that would be a £30,000 deposit. Now, the next key requirement is your income. So, your income will decide on how much of a mortgage that you can actually get. Most lenders are giving around 4.5 times your gross household income. So, that could be your basic salary, that could be any overtime that you do. Everything can add into that. The lenders use differing amounts of all of this, so it's a more complex calculation than just what's our household income times 4.5. And for all of these reasons, it's why it's so important to speak with someone like myself who specializes in helping people that have moved over here more recently, because we look at similar income structures, we look at these four requirements all day, every day. The final key requirement is then your credit profile. Now, the reason this is on the top is because if you don't have a well established credit profile or a really great credit score, it's not normally the end of the world, although it can stop us from going to the cheapest lending options. So sometimes, if you don't have a good enough credit score or enough of a credit profile, the cheapest lenders won't lend, and that's because you won't be passing their credit check. It's not always the case, though. We quite often have people with fair or good credit scores that will pass that credit check. It will come down to multiple factors. But a combination of all of these four factors will decide on what lenders that we could actually access for you. And this just gives you an idea of how this works. I hope this was helpful. If you've got any questions, please do drop them in the comments section below.